Let's learn about the nervous system in detail. Nervous system coordinates the activities of our body. It controls our behavior, thinking and actions. The nervous system is divided into central nervous system and peripheral nervous system. Central nervous system comprises the brain and spinal cord. The brain plays a central role in the control of most bodily functions and mind, including awareness, movements, sensations, thoughts and speech. It is referred to as central because it combines information from the entire body and coordinates activity across the whole organism. Central nervous system communicates to other parts of the body through the peripheral nervous system. The peripheral nervous system consists of nerves that branches out from the brain and spinal cord. A nerve is a thread-like structure that branches out to all parts of the body. They are mainly responsible for carrying information and messages from one part to the other. The nerves that originate from the brain are called cranial nerves, and the nerves that originate from the spinal cord are called spinal nerves. Spinal nerves act as telephone lines, carrying messages back and forth between the body and spinal cord to control sensation and movement. Nerves can be categorized into three based on the functions they perform: sensory nerves, motor nerves and mixed nerves. Sensory nerves are responsible for sending messages to the brain from all the sensory organs. If you touch a hot pan, the sensory neurons of your fingertips would transmit the information to your central nervous system. On the other hand, motor nerves carry messages from the brain to the muscles. They give instructions to the muscle to move. You move your hand away from the undecided stimuli due to the action of motor nerves. Mixed nerves consist of both sensory nerves and motor nerves. They carry both sensory and motor signals between the spinal cord and the specific regions of the body. Mixed nerves are made up of relay neurons whose job is to pass electric impulses from sensory neurons onto motor neurons. So far, we learned about the nervous system, different types of nerves associated with it and its function in detail. Now we'll see how these nerves help in executing a perfect reflex action to the external stimulus perceived by the sensory organs. Humans have 5 major sensory organs. They have sensory receptors present in them. They are generally categorized as receptors because they receive information from the environment. They are sensitive to a particular type of stimuli such as light, sound, smell, taste, heat, etc. All receptors receive and send messages in the form of electrical impulses to the spinal cord and brain through sensory nerves. The responses generated in the central nervous system are transmitted back to effectors through motor nerves. An effector is a part of the body which responds to the stimulus according to the instructions sent from the nervous system. Muscles and glands are effectors of the body. Let's understand this better with an example. What will be your reaction if you accidentally touched a hot pan? We all know that our reflexes will kick into action immediately and we will pull away our hand. In such situations, you react involuntarily and quickly without even thinking. Such reactions are called reflex action. Reflex action does not involve the thinking process that normally happens in the brain. In the case of normal voluntary movements, it is the brain that instructs a muscle or organ to move. In the case of reflex action, the spinal cord sends the messages to the muscles. This process is established through a connection established in the human body known as reflex arc. Reflex arc is the neural pathway which is responsible for the sudden reaction known as reflex action. Reflex arc consists of receptor or sensory organ, sensory neuron, reflex center, motor neuron and effector part. When you touch a hot pan or an undecided stimuli, the sense organ, in this case skin, senses danger. The neurons in the sense organs pick up signals from the environment and pass it to other adjacent connected neurons. The information is transferred to the relay neuron present in the spinal cord. Relay neurons connect sensory neurons to motor neurons. From here, the spinal cord sends back signals to the muscle through motor neuron. These signals instruct the muscles attached to the sense organ to move the organ away from danger. Change in the size of pupil on exposure to varying intensities of light, coughing due to irritants in nasal passages, blinking of eyes when an insect comes in close by are some examples of reflex actions.